If you can sit quite easily, just resting on the floor, that's fine too, of course. And if you really need to sit that little bit higher, that's fine for the start of the practice as well. So let's begin by just shuffling around a little bit, finding our seat. Maybe lifting a little bit through the spine, and it could feel, I don't know how much or how little you've moved already. It could be nice to just turn a bit, move the shoulders or the neck. We won't do too much. We will do that properly when we begin our movements, but just enough so you feel you can sit upright and tall. And you might either steady your gaze now straight ahead or closing the eyes. And then allow yourself to check in. As we have just spoken about briefly, there is our restrictions that we're living in, and then nature comes in and throws even more stuff on top. Being where we are right now is quite a good position to be in. We can sit. We've got the safety of our own homes still there for us. There's air to breathe. Water we can drink. And we are. Just as you feel yourself now sitting with whatever might be on your mind right now, allowing that to be, but detaching rather than going deeper into the thoughts that are there, just allowing yourself to have them, but not to engage. Beginning to gently deepen the breath a little. The card that I've chosen for today's practice is from the animal deck, and it is the mountain gorilla. The mountain gorilla stands for contemplation, community, and inner calm. Something that might be worthwhile pursuing in this practice. Allowing yourself with the slightly deeper breath now to reach both arms up as you're inhaling. You can keep the eyes closed or open them now, and as you're breathing out, just letting your right arm fall. Fingertips might come to the ground and reaching into the left arm. Breath in to lift the right arm again. And then changing sides as the left hand fingertips come to the ground, just reaching up into the right hand. Not that much bending quite yet. Breathe in, lifting the left arm again, and we will repeat. And you could slowly find maybe the palm of the hand on the ground and still bring your main focus on lengthening. Lifting the right arm up again and changing sides. So maybe the left hand comes down as you're reaching out and up into the right arm. Do that once more, and here's an opportunity to go a bit deeper again. Maybe the hand comes down, the elbows bending, and you're really getting into the left side. Lifting up again, a little push off the floor maybe, and then bending over towards the other side. Taking yourself back up, lifting the arms out to the side this time, And as you're breathing out, wrap them around center and wrap them around. So going a few times from one side to the other, bringing a bit of a different movement into the spine. And then let the arms slowly stop. And if you're sitting on something just like myself at the moment, maybe removing that from underneath, and it could be a good excuse now to also change the foot that you have in front. Placing your hands onto your knees, we'll start with the spinal movement. So as you're breathing in, opening, and as you're breathing out, rounding and really holding onto the knees. Breathe in, scooping forward, and breathing out to round back. Keep going like this, few more. Work with the deep breaths that you have established before while sitting still. Use the hands as your support until now, where we are taking the hands into Charlie's Angels Mudra, reaching up, and on the out breath, rounding back. Breathing in and breathing out. Go again. And then maybe lifting the knees off the ground, and rather than rounding, coming into a boat pose. Change the cross of the legs, breathe in, breath out, maybe there's a boat. Your boat could have the feet lifted or the feet grounded onto the floor, your choice. One more. And then holding. Releasing the hands, maybe to get rid of the first layer of clothing, or just because. Crossing the ankles and placing your hands down behind. Now, what I'd love you to do from here is just lengthen the legs a little as you're breathing in, and then tuck them up to the shoulders by breathing out. Inhale and exhale. So firing up a little bit our core. Changing the cross of the legs. Then let's slide the legs out long. Walk out a little bit through the sit bones. Bring a deep bend into the knees as you draw the feet back up towards you. Pistol grip of the big toes, a hold of the outer edges of the feet or your ankles. Pull a little bit as you lengthen your spine. And when breathing out, keep the belly on the thighs and try and slide your heels out. Lower the gaze gently and see if each out breath now could bring a little bit more space into the body. Doesn't mean your legs have to be straight, and mindful if you're able to straighten them, how does that feel around your hips and your lower back? Staying here for another breath. Then release what you've been holding on, walking your hands back into the center. Place the hands lightly behind or choosing fists, and step your feet down at about hip distance apart. On the next breath in, squeezing the buttocks, bring the hips up. Your gaze could be down towards your knees, or you could slowly lift the chin and guide the head backwards for an upward facing tabletop. Keep squeezing the buttocks, lift the hips as high as is possible. And with any of the suggestions that I give you, just alternate them or bring in variations if you need, for example, to release a bit earlier. Now, I'd love you to stay in this position once you're sitting back down. Bring the fingertips back behind you rather than hands or fists. I will ask you to lift the feet again. If this isn't possible, you can do the movement with the feet on the ground. Now we'll twist as you're breathing out, squeeze the knees up. Inhale, move the legs away, changing to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Now I like that extra twist in the spine and looking over towards the other side. Now enough with this cross, change the cross of the legs and continue. If you feel this is nice but not enough, lifting the hands off the ground. Just a few more to each side. And then lift the legs up, hug them in, and roll down onto your back. Keeping your knees hugged in, give them a really good squeeze up towards your body. Try and relax the shoulders down while you're holding on. Inhaling here. And on the out breath now, lifting your nose up towards the knees and maybe hugging in even more tightly. And then see if you can keep the hug but lower the head back down. Staying in this neat bundle as you begin to rock a bit from side to side. Let's rock forward and backwards. Few more times. Coming up into sitting onto your hands and your knees, and then stepping the feet down onto the ground. So we're in a forward bend, and you might just allow the head to hang for a moment. Allowing your feet to be roughly about hip distance apart for a comfortable stance. The knees can remain bent, so basically similar to our seated stretch. Just that we're on our feet now. Tailbone is high, head is ideally low. Other than you've got issues with your blood pressure, then you might keep the head up. I invite you now to engage into the lower abdomen and using your next hour breath to begin to curl up into standing. Once you're standing, breathe in and lift the arms out and up again. Maybe Charlie's Angels Mudra is worth revisiting. On the next hour breath, bending to the right. Inhale, come to center. Exhaling, bending to the left. Repeat just once more to each side. Coming back to center and bending once again to the right, but now releasing the right arm down. Make sure the right arm is quite relaxed. You can move it to get there. Stay grounded through the feet and actively reach up into the left hand fingertips. Now from this place, bend both knees quite deeply. And start to roll the shoulder and arm in and then down into a forward fold. Taking your breath in to come into a half lift. And then on the out breath, stepping the right foot back into a lunge. Come to the fingertips as you're breathing in to bring length into the back. And as you're breathing out, step it back into a downward facing dog. Now this is the first down dog we're approaching, so maybe moving this posture a little or a lot. You are welcome to do the next movement either from a downward facing dog or from an all fours position. So absolutely your choice. See how you're going, where your energy levels are. and without any judgment, making the right choice for this moment. On the next breath in, let's extend the right leg. On the out breath, bring your knee in towards your nose. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. I like to press out through the heel here. And out breath, knee to the nose. Going for 2 more. And then the last one, then keeping the knee under. Placing the knee down onto the mat right there in the center. Lowering your left heel and a breath in to lift the left arm. We're in a kneeling side plank. You might swing the arm from above right in front of you and then extend it up and above the head. So now grounding down to the outer edge of your left foot by reaching into the left hand fingertips. Let's release the hand down onto the mat, lifting the heel again. Now your right knee is still on the ground. You can find your own way here. If you're with me in this trance, use the right knee and bring it up towards the chest. Then either help it or step it as is forward. Come up onto your fingertips from here. And then lowering the back heel towards the floor. You can have this foot in a slight angle if you like. Left hand fingertips will be on the ground, or you can place your left hand on top of the right thigh. As we take a breath, the right arm is lifting into a twist. Pause here. Explore, is it better to have the fingertips on the ground, or is it nicer to use the hand as a support on the thigh? You could also place the forearm here for a revolved side angle pose. Arm options, of course, are there for you as well. Now, let's swing the arm down. Bring it to the inside and turn open into the straight side angle pose. So options here too. Fingertips could be on the floor, or the arm is extended like mine, or the forearm is resting on top of the thigh. Your choice here now to swing your arm all the way in front and extend the arm over the head. So finding your way, your posture. We will release that, bringing the hands down onto the mat, lifting the back heel. Step the foot forward and take a breath for a half lift. When exhaling, fold. Stay here, breathing in. And as you're breathing out, use your lower abs and slowly roll back up into standing, still taking your time to get to your standing position. A breath in here to reach the arms out and up, and revisiting Charlie's Angels, maybe with a different cross of the fingers. On the out breath, bending to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, bending to your right. Inhale, center. Repeat once more to each side. And then returning in a bend to the left. But now releasing the left arm, and you might give that a gentle shake out. But at the same time, reaching up into the right hand fingertips. Now let's bend both knees, rolling arm and shoulder in and forward, all the way down towards the floor. A breath in there for a half lift. A breath out to step the left foot back into a lunge. Stay here, lengthen your spine on the next in-breath. And when you're exhaling, step again into downward facing dog. You may or may not be comfortable in this dog, so choosing to move or to set yourself up into a more steady position, which would likely mean a slight softening into the knees and then the tailbone stretching up and back, with the shoulder blades moving gently apart and the gaze lightly down towards the floor. Alternatively, you might bring the knees down and move from all fours. On the next breath in, lifting the left leg. Breath out, bring your knee to the nose. Inhale now, I'm extending out through the heel here, and out, breath, knee to the nose. Keep going, breathing in, extend, breathing out to draw in. 2 more. And with the last one then, keeping your knee in, and we will land the knee down onto the mat right underneath us. Lowering the right heel to the floor, and as you breathe in, lifting the right arm. So we're finding a side plank. Again, we'll stay with the supported variation. And your option is to swing the arm in front and then keep it extended over the head. Palm of the hand might be facing down. Grounding actively through the outer edge of the right foot. So building that big stretch into the right side. From there, place your hand back down and lift your heel. You can find your own way here or work with me in the strength. Lifting the left knee up to the chest. And then bringing it forward between the hands. While grounding the right foot down in an angle to the floor. Now we're going into the twist. It is your choice to keep your right hand fingertips on the floor. Take the hand or the forearm on top of the thigh. Breath in to lift. And your choice is, of course, to do the adjustment later if you feel that works better for you. So fingertips can be down or the forearm can be up. Keeping your twist happening. Maybe the gaze is lifted in the direction of the hand, or maybe the gaze is just opening to that side. As we release, swing the arm down, place it to the inside here as we're opening into the side angle. So your fingertips can be touching the floor, hovering above the ground, or you could place your forearm on top of the thigh. Optional extension here is to swing the arm in front and then extend it over the head. Feeling again the groundedness to the edge of the foot and the reach into the fingertips. We will release the hands to the ground, the heel of the floor. Step the foot forward. Take a breath in, coming to half lift position. And a breath out to fold. Stay here while you're inhaling. And once more, use your inner strength and a breath out to curl up into standing. Take the shoulders back and open the hands. And then close the eyes or steady your gaze. Coming into mountain pose. And for a few breaths, just getting a sense of feeling grounded. And maybe as well of the energy that flows through your body. That you have created just now. Noticing the quality of your breath. And beginning to steady to a slow, deep in and out breath. Ujjayi technique is welcome if that feels good for yourself. So that's the light constriction in the back of the throat that makes the soft hissing sound. On the next breath in, lifting the arms up again, maybe also your gaze. On a breath out, have a sigh, maybe tongue sticking out, and fold. Inhaling, coming into half lift. And on the out breath, once more, step your right foot back into a lunge. Coming onto the fingertips as you're breathing in. And as you're breathing out, stepping back to all fours or downward facing dog. Again, this is your choice. And we'll take a breath in to lift the right leg. Now we bend the right knee and open it out towards the side. I would love you to pause here and just feel into particularly the upper body. How is the weight bearing? Is it still even in the arms, which we would like to have? Where can you feel the twist? Hopefully more around the hips and the lower back. Your choice to stay exactly here or to tap the toes and the ball of the foot down behind you. Maybe the outer edge of the left foot comes to the ground as you're reaching the right arm forward. Too strong, come back to the previous variation. Bringing the right hand back down, lifting the right leg back up, and we'll extend it again, pointing the toes towards the floor. And as you're breathing out, bring the right foot forward or help it there if needed. I will ask you now to place the left foot back onto the ground. Repeating the previous two postures, revolved and normal side angle pose. So choosing your options, but we'll flow them now. As you breathe in, come into the revolved variation. As you're breathing out to the other side. Breathing in to flow into a twist. Breathing out to open into the pose. Do so just for a couple more rounds. And pausing in a normal side angle. Release into a warrior two as you breathe in. And then breathe out and steady into the warrior. Perfect stance for it. Shoulders relaxed, arms strong, gaze steady. I will ask you from here to lift the back heel, to reach your arms out towards the sides as you're breathing in. And as you're breathing out, either lean forward or come all the way into an aeroplane pose. Your choice. Foot can stay grounded or lifted. Then land the foot down. Take a huge breath in and reach your arms up. Have a sigh and relax the body. Noticing where your breath is, how you're feeling before we attempt the other side. Steady gaze so you can concentrate or eyes closed. Steady, deep breath in and out of your nose. On the breath in, lifting the arms out and up. Big sigh to a forward bend. Breath in, coming to a half lift. Breath out and stepping the left foot back into a lunge. Be on the fingertips while you're breathing in and lengthen. And then breathe out to down dog. Choice is again yours to hold steady or to slightly move the dog. Also a choice to be on all fours. I know the practice is a little bit stronger today, so do make your choices according to your own body. We will lift the left leg when ready. Bring the knee to a bend and open it out to the side. Now we'll hold here. Aim for even weight in both of your arms and hands. The shoulders kind of at ease. And feeling into the hip and lower back, where there's an opening and a twist. Absolutely your choice to stay exactly here, or to bring the foot down, toes, ball of the foot, rolling to the outer edge of the right foot, and maybe stretching the left arm forward for a while thing. Then releasing the hand back down, lifting back up the heel and extending the left leg back. On the hour breath, bringing the foot forward. Help it there, and then lower the other foot down into an angle. We're exploring our movement between the side angle variations. On a breath in, let's lift the left arm. On a breath out, finding the side angle in an open variation. Inhaling, move it into a twist. Exhaling, side angle pose. Go for a couple more. Then we will meet again in the side angle pose, pushing into the front foot as you're rising, and then sinking or adjusting into a warrior two. So arms are long, elbows slightly soft, oftentimes easier to then soften into the shoulders. Gaze is steady. Legs, core strong. As you breathe in, lift your back heel and turn your arms out to the sides. And when breathing out, either you can lean forward or take the foot off the ground and find a warrior three. We will bring the feet down to the mat and a big breath in to reach up. A sigh to release it. Once more, just pause. Pause, maybe open the arms to the front. Maybe there's a steadiness in the gaze, whether that is with the eyes open or closed. Tapping back into your breathing pattern and how that is feeling right now at this moment. Breathing in to reach the arms out and up. Big sigh, forward bend. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, right foot steps all the way down to the ground. Let's breathe in for a revolved side angle. Breathing out for a normal side angle. Breathing in to rise into a warrior two. Breath out to establish this warrior pose. Now breathe in and just lift both arms for warrior one. Breathe out, find warrior two again. Let's move between those, breathing in, breathing out for warrior two. Go for 2 more rounds. Inhaling, warrior one. Don't worry too much about your legs. Breath out for warrior two. Legs are more here as a steady foundation for the pose. Moving away from a perfect posture and then holding the warrior two once again. I will ask you to turn again into the open, flying the arms out. And as you're breathing out, bring the hands down to the mat. Now step your foot back for a down dog. Breath in, move forward into a plank or kneeling plank. And breathe out to lower down onto the front of your body. Untuck your toes, bring the big toes together, let the heels fall out. And let your arms lengthen down by the sides. The chin could rest to the floor or the mat or the forehead. I will invite you to either stay here with your arms by the sides of the body. That's for those that feel there's some discomfort in the shoulders today. For the others, you might alternatively interlace the hands behind the back and lengthen the arms down the back. On a breath in now, let's lift the legs, the head, the chest. Arms might either be still on the floor or on the back. And as another variation, could you lift the arms? If you're interlacing the hands, there's the choice of having the hands wide open or of pressing the palms together. Please don't force, just noticing which one's right for you. Stay here, breathing in and out as we hold. Then release it. Bring your hands forward like we would in a crocodile pose, elbows bent. Turn your left ear to the mat. Touch the big toes together again, as likely they drifted apart. You might close the eyes if that feels right, and just wiggling a little bit into the pelvis. Keep that light rocking movement going for a bit longer. And then let's stop the movement. Turn the head into full crocodile, so the forehead resting onto the hands. And then as we transition into the second round of back bending, I will ask you once more to bring the arms alongside the body. Now your choice of repeating your first back bend variation, or to go into a bow as you might bend your knees, reaching for the feet or the ankles. Here it's important that the knees stay fairly close, not further than hip distance apart. And then choosing on the in-breath your back bend to rise into. Holding here, finding your hold together with the breath. That is so limited when we're bending backwards, and all the energy that you can feel, especially if you're in a full variation. Noticing what arises, what comes up. Maybe there's heat coming up, the heart rate is changing, or maybe it's just sensations that you feel. And then release that. Slide the arms back forward like a crocodile pose. Bring the right ear to the floor, big toes together, heels falling out. And if that was nice, you can start wiggling the pelvis very gently again. Keep wiggling. And then turning the forehead down into crocodile. Separating the toes. Bring the hands back alongside the body. And if you're really into your strength work, you could tuck the toes under, engage into the legs, push up into a plank. Or you can come with me over the knees and maybe then into down dog. With the next breath in, let the right leg lift. And a breath out to bring the foot forward. Fly the arms out as you're breathing in. Your choice to stay there or another warrior 3 as you come onto the out breath. Stepping the feet together, inhale to lift the arms, a sigh to release. Let's find the other side. Steady gaze and tall standing position to begin with. Breathing in to lift. Sigh, bend your knees to fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, step your left foot back into a lunge. Breathing in for the twists. Breathing out for the side angle. Breathing in for your warrior pose. Breathing out to settle into the warrior pose. Breathing in to fly the arms out to the sides. I've got a feeling I forgot something. We will figure it out. Lowering the hands down to the mat. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Flowing forward into your plank or kneeling plank. And on your out breath, lower to the mat. Choosing the variation of back bend that work best for you. Either full bow pose or any of the locust poses. As you take a breath in to lift into your back bend. Hold here, breathe. And now it comes to me. Let's release this into a crocodile with the hands, the forehead resting down. Bending into both knees this time so the feet come up into the air. And if it feels nice, you can swing the lower legs from side to side, creating a slightly different rocking movement into the pelvic area, lower back. Then release the legs back down. Slide your hands again by the sides of your rib cage. Either you will engage again into the legs and push up for a plank, or you will come with me going over your knees to down dog. And of course, all fours is a choice here as well. That might be quite nice. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Exhale, bring it forward. Now lower the heel at first. As we take a breath in to lift the arms like a warrior 1. Breath out, find your warrior 2. Breathing in for warrior 1. Exhaling 2. Repeat for 2 more rounds of a balanced left and right side. And once you have completed, fly the arms out as you lift the heel. You can lean again forward, or taking off for your warrior 3 as the leg lifts behind you. Bringing the foot down to the floor, breathe in, lifting the arms up tall. Have a sigh and let it go. I don't know about you, how you're feeling in the body. Check in with yourself. Maybe you're noticing a bit of heat that has built up. Any other changes that you might notice. And then allow yourself to come down onto the floor. Keeping the knees at a bend and stepping the heels onto the ground. Repeat what we've done at the beginning. You can reach for a pistol grip, the outer edge of the foot, your ankle, or wherever you can reach. Keeping the knees bent while you're pulling on the leg, lifting up through the spine. That's your in-breath. And on the out-breath, keeping the belly on the thighs, just sliding the heels forward as you might lower the gaze. Keeping the shoulders in their sockets. A few deeper breaths in and out just to be here. Then pull again just to lengthen the spine a bit more. And as you're breathing out, start rolling down right from here, hands sliding along your legs, down onto your back. You can step the feet down onto the floor from here. Few more movements before we come into Shavasana. Your choice, however, to gather around you what you need for Shavasana. Lifting or extending the right leg upwards. Your choice to extend the left leg onto the floor. Your choice to take your right hand up towards the thigh, the calf, or a pistol grip of your right big toe. Keep the shoulder quite open, so hands don't try and rotate it inwards. Keep the index middle finger between big toe and next to wrap around. Drawing this leg in a bit further towards you on your out breath. If it feels right, ground with your left hand into the hip and breathe in to open the right leg to the side without rolling over and lifting the buttocks, just opening to the side. Could be more, could be less. Bring this leg to the center. Your choice now is to change hands, opening the arm to the side, that's your right one, and then guiding your left leg straight or with a bent knee across the body. Keep the shoulders grounded here, and of course this is a deeper twist, so the hip might come off the ground. Come back to center, arms released, leg can be long or bend. As you're exhaling, engage your lower abdominals and lower the leg down, either stepping the foot back onto the ground or leg long. Let's lift the left leg now. Same here. You can hold on behind the thigh, the calf, the ankle, or a pistol grip. The same here. Index, middle finger reach through between big toe and next to wrap around, and that's to keep your shoulder nice and open. Right leg can be on the floor or extended, your choice. Now drawing the left leg in a bit closer on the out breath. To open, your right hand could rest against the hip to keep that grounded as you breathe in to open your leg to the side. It's not a competition with yourself or anyone else in this space with you, just an opening. Come back to center, changing hand on leg or foot. Left arm comes to the side as you bring the leg across the body straight, or with a bent knee for a twist, keeping both shoulders on the ground. Center the leg again, let the arms relax, engage the lower abs and the breath out to bring the foot or the straight leg down to the floor. Give both legs a bit of a shake and prop yourself up for Shavasana. Again, we will keep Shavasana to a slightly shorter amount of time to then have a bit of time left for breathing practice. Allowing everything to just drop. Finding steadiness in a resting pose. No sensation of stretch or action of strength. Just being, allowing the body to surrender. When Gorilla comes into your world, she comes with the gift of reflection and deep inner calm, born from the knowledge that you are strong beyond measure and wonderfully supported in this world. How is your body feeling lying there right now? Allowing the breath to deepen, but the body to remain still. Taking yourself in as little movement as is possible and as little externalizing as is possible into a supported, seated and upright position, whatever that means for you, leaning against the wall, sitting on a chair or on the floor. I know that not everyone practiced the breathing practices last week. So I will explain that it is to breathe in through one nostril and out the other. And we're using thumb and ring finger to close off the nostrils. Index and middle finger can rest over the third eye point. And at any time, can you support with the hand underneath the elbow if the arm feels a bit heavy. Now, we will start on the left nostril if you want to calm first and energize second. And you will start on the right nostril if you prefer to energize now and calm after. So I'll leave that up to you, choosing which nostril you start on. If you're starting now with the right, you will finish with the calming. If you're now starting with the left, you will finish with the energizing. So fingers resting over on the third eye point, closing the nostrils through which you don't breathe, inhaling through the one side, close that side and exhale through the other. Close the other side, inhale through your first, exhale through the other. So keep breathing in through the same nostril that you started with and always out the other. Keep going for a few more rounds, keeping the breath quite deep but without a strain. In through the same nostril, always out through the other. Whichever one you started with. One more breath. And once completed, resting the arm down and come into observation. Try to stay within. The same technique with the same arm, just with the different nostril. So you place your fingers back over on third eye point. Starting now the inhalation through the other nostril by closing the first one off, breathing in. Closing the nostril and exhale on the other side. Now keep breathing in through that same nostril over and over again and always out the other. As you continue that, now we've changed sides, but keep breathing in the same nostril and out the other, finding your balance and the depths of a relaxed breath. And keep doing so while I will be counting. One more breath, and then again, once completed, resting both arms down and pausing in observation. You can keep the eyes closed or gaze steady by bringing the hands together in front of the chest. Within our own center, maybe having achieved a bit of balance within the body or installed a bit of inner calm together with outer strength. We extend to each other. Namaste.